What is going on, my Patriots? How y'all guys doing? Welcome to another edition of Joe's News and Views, also conservative news and views. So tonight is going to be a special show. We're going to have our guest, the man, the myth, the legend. I don't even have to say his name. When I bring him on, you'll know who he is. Jericho Green, guys. Bring him in right here, right quick. All right, let's see if he's coming in. All right, Jericho. If he's in. All right, give him 1 second, guys. He's getting his laptop, so he's gonna come in. So while he's getting connected, I want to get y'all guys to understand tonight. We're gonna be talking with Mr. Jericho Green. We're gonna basically touch about how he started, how he's got into the YouTube business, and just talk about basically how things are going on today. So this is going to be a great show. I'm glad that we got everybody in the building. As soon as I get through with him, I will go to y'all comments so y'all can be able to ask him any questions that you want to ask him. All right. So that way we can make it way more fair and get y'all engaged as well. So I'm pretty excited. This is one of the first major interviews on the channel. Like I told y'all before, I was gonna try to get as many uh, influential people on the YouTube side, and even some of the politicians that we know that are all about trying to make sure that our voices are heard. So, with that being said, while he is trying to get connected, I am going to go and get in contact with y'all about today. If you have, we'll give y'all up to speed about some of the things that's going on today or what I did today. I got a couple of videos out, information about what's going on right now. One of the videos that I currently got out is what's going on with what's that? What's that place? Yeah, Georgia with the MLB. I'm talking about Rob Mansfield. I got I was talking about that, talking about what's going on with that. I'm also discussing today about what happened at the Capitol, another attack. Again, rest in peace to Mr. William Billy Evans, officer that's been 18 years, leaves behind a wife and kids. Guys, it's a sad situation. You never know when your time is up. That's why we got to stay prayed up and we got to value family and friends, as you never know. I also released today a video that I'm trying to upload later on about some of the things that is going on with the visas. So as soon as these visas are uploaded, the video of the visas is uploaded. I'll make sure that y'all guys know about that. Just giving y'all some more information about when the program was reinstated and what to expect with it being reinstated. So that's basically what I got going on with videos of this week. Still on the grind, still trying to give y'all good content. So right now I'm just waiting on Mr. Jericho, which I hate that too when it comes to laptops and things of that nature. But hopefully he'll connect soon and we can go back to our scheduled program. So I know how that is. He said he's gonna try to do the laptop thing. So everything else. So I'm gonna go to these comments right quick and see what everybody's talking in the chats. We got Nacho Mama. We got Guripi Studios. We got American Constitution. We got I Am Jelani. I ain't seen I Am Jelani in a minute. Oh man, we got Lupa Bama. Yes, thank you, thank you. Got a lot of good people here tonight. If you on Periscope and you're thinking about not using Haps is pretty good. I haven't had any issues with them. That's right, man. Skull brother. I had I had a good experience with them so far. They're amazing with Haps. The only thing that I do not like about Haps is you can't really post anything community wise like you can with YouTube. You got to be like a certain level of what they call that. You got to be a certain level of person. So hopefully we can get to that soon. And I hope he get this laptop fired up. Got me a little worried. Hey, what's going on, Mama Bear? I'm waiting on my man's. He has some technical difficulty. So hopefully it don't be too much longer. Let me check and see if he might have emailed me or something. I'm looking now. Yes, I am, Lupa Bama. I'm in South Georgia. I'm in South Georgia. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. Oh, you in Seminole County. Okay. What major city that's near? Because I like I said, I'm not familiar with all the counties in Georgia. Seminole County. Is that near Atlanta? Seminole County. Damn, that sounds familiar. Bainbridge. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know you in Alabama, not your mama. For real. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. Come on, Jericho. Hey, as soon as the man come back on, I had him to try to get him on. He was just telling me, it was saying that his mic and camera wasn't connected. Yeah, Lake Seminole. Y'all got a good football team too. Y'all high school football team is on the joint. I own Alabama Nation. Oh man. They coming, brother. You know how that is. They coming. They probably waiting until they see Jericho show up. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to wait until he gets taken care of and we can pop up. I'm quite sure when they see his face, they'll start pouring in here. And I'm gonna keep the live going until he comes up. Yeah, well, I think he was trying to do it with his phone. And I think that what happened. He was trying to do it with his phone, and then you know how that goes. All right, we got 10 people in here so far. Everybody that's just coming in, do not fear. Jericho is coming in. He has some technical difficulty. So this is not a clickbait video. This is real. I would never do that. Yeah, exactly, Lupa Bama. We need to now, especially with all the madness going on. Yeah, I'm on IG too. I just don't do any lives on IG. The reason why I don't do lives on IG because it's part of Facebook, and anytime you start talking about anything conservative on Instagram, they want to start playing with your account. They want to delete it. It gets stupid. So I would probably never do a live on IG until I could see the pendulum swinging more to conservative. Yeah, I'm not doing no lives on IG. I won't upload new videos about that because it'll be, yeah. Only thing I'll probably put on IG is any shirts I design or any of my merchandise. Y'all need to check out some of my merchandise I already got. If I appreciate that, Mama Bear. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're here for me. I appreciate it. Rachel, you said never going to happen. What you talking about, Rachel? That's my homegirl right here. She's been down with me when I first started on Periscope. So yeah, definitely got to give a shout out to Miss Rachel Ray. Anywhere, any platform I hit on, she's right there. So I appreciate you. Hell, she was one of the first people who started buying jewelry for my wife when she was doing paparazzi. So yeah, shout out to Rachel. Rachel Ray like family. I want a hammer. Shoot. Shoot. Right now, everybody is shocked by this Capitol incident. Oh, it's going good, bro. Always. Yeah, they don't know how to handle that, man. They do not know how to handle it at all. Cause this is new. All these mass attacks ain't going the way they want it. I think Periscope is gonna be. I don't think they're gonna phase it all the way out. They said that they was always gonna have it where you can record. I just think that you can't just get into the platform and begin streaming that way. Like you could connect to other platforms like OBS's and perform that way. All right, y'all. I'm gonna check and see. Hopefully, he telling me something. Say he trying to open this email. All right, he's trying to open his email. So if he join my chat, I'll send him the link over. So let's see here. I don't know why this dude keeps hitting me up talking about I want to be famous, buy followers. Bro, I'm not doing all that. So y'all know that I called White House. You was wilding. I ain't seen that video yet. I ain't had time. I have not had time. He's coming, guys. Gotta remember, he do everything off his phone. And I don't know any other phone friendly app to stream from. And I definitely wasn't gonna put him on Haps because Haps acts so choppy on the computer. I wasn't risking this. I was trying to get something that was gonna be clean, straight to the point, get him in the game. So that's what I'm doing. Y'all is wilding. God, I'm glad I didn't have ABL or Brandon Tatum on here. Y'all is anxious. Oh man. Shoot. So I'm gonna give y'all a second part of my story. I don't know, I might record it over the weekend. Talking about my high school years and how it was like growing up with a liberal mind until I got a dose of reality as an adult. Like I try to tell everybody, don't be afraid to take the red pill. I promise you, it is an eye-opening experience. It will make you look at things from a very logical perspective. And it make you not act based upon emotions. It actually make you sit down and look at things before jumping off emotions. And makes you at least analyze. I know. I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting on him. He know. I got the email right here. My man's telling me. Jericho Green trying to open his email. So this ain't no lie. Not there, but the Alabama Nation. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting on old boy. I ain't want to change up platforms, but it's the best one. I don't want to put him on Haps. Ah man, I don't want to do that. That would make me so mad. First interview, we got to talk through Haps. I ain't trying to do that. All right. I'm gonna see if I can send him the link again because he said he was trying to open the link. Let me see. Hey man, do it. That's all it takes now. It don't take much. Oh, he's here. Oh, all right, guys. I'm about to bring him in. The man, the myth, the legend. That's right. Y'all know who he is. Mr. Jericho Green. Bring him in right now. Let's give this man a round of applause.
What's up, man?
What's going on, bro? How are you doing tonight, Mr. Jericho?
Good, man. It's such a thunderous applause.
Yeah. You don't understand. Over here in this channel, man, we are a huge fan of your work. You know, they say give people their flowers while they're alive, but you definitely is the inspiration, brother, because I'm telling you, you are one of the main people that made me take that red pill. So
Hey, yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It's good to hear.
yeah, man. So on my channel, you know, it's kind of like you. You ain't got to worry about the whole, watch your language and stuff.
Okay.
Whatever you want to say it how you like to say it, brother.
All right.
So, so since we're starting this interview, I gotta ask you this, man. How was it like growing up as a kid in California?
Hey, man, believe it or not, California was once a great state, or one of the greatest, dare I say. It was great. I grew up in a rural setting. So, plenty of room to run around, had friends, riding our bikes, and it was great. Life was cheap. which is really not the case now. There was a time when California had Republican governors. That happens to be when things were good. Coincidence? I don't know. Um, but it was great, man. California used to have free healthcare, man. We used to have freedom. You used to be able to smoke where you wanted to, do what you wanted, uh, have fireworks on the 4th of July that went up in the sky and exploded. Things that other states just take for granted. Believe me, that is no longer how it is here. But growing up in California, man, it was great. It was the things you saw in the movies: sunshine, beaches. It was wonderful.
All right. So now, did you grow like in a liberal household, conservative, or was they like middle ground growing up?
Oh no, man! My parents didn't play that liberal bullshit, man. That had no that had a snowball's chance in hell in my house, man. My dad's 23 years in the army. My mom, she did about 8 or 10 years in the army. No, there was plenty of structure. There was plenty of it's on you, good or bad. It's on you. You make your own way. My dad, he grew up poor. He wasn't very well educated. He ended up owning multiple houses, had his own business. Like I said, 23 years in the military. So nah, man, my parents weren't trying to hear that shit. They weren't trying to hear about no mythical, white man in a three-piece suit and a cigar in a boardroom, having control over my life. Nah, man, they're none of that bullshit. Fortunately, I didn't have a red pill moment. I grew up red pill.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Now, unfortunately, in my household, I can't say that because my grandmother and my great grandmother and my great grandfather, they had the same values that you just said. Do for self, go to church, listen and stuff. But they always had that mythical thing they be teaching you, like, you better watch that white man. And I was like, all my life, that's what my thinking was. Or you know what? If you get down and out, rely on the government. What? You know?
Mhm.
So yeah, it took me some time to get to that point where you're talking about where at least your father was genius enough and your mom too to be like, yo, that's not how that works. You are in control of your own destiny. So, Jericho, how in the world did you begin in this YouTube realm?
Oh man. Well, I was listening. I was outside washing my car one day, and I was listening to ESPN on the clips they play on YouTube,
Hmm.
and Max Kellerman. It was First Take. I think it was Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A. Smith hadn't started talking yet. Max Kellerman was talking first, and he started talking about how hard it is in the NFL for a black quarterback, and how opportunities escape them, and how they still had to deal with all this, whatever the NFL's, whatever racism you deal with as a celebrity athlete. That's what these men are dealing with, apparently. And I got sick of hearing that shit, man. And I know that I'm just one person in a sea of many, but I figured the only thing to differentiate me from other people that might be saying the same things that I'm feeling is nobody's me. Nobody's Jericho Green. So nobody has my experiences, or their mind works the way mine does. So I was like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna say it. I haven't heard anybody else saying it the way I want it said, so I'll do it myself. And here I sit before you on your channel. So that's pretty much how it started, man. I just, started saying things I was feeling, and people were feeling what I was saying, and it just kind of took off, man.
Yeah, about the same way with me. Just that when I started my channel, I was dabbing in, the hip hop news and a little bit of the liberal stuff, a lot more of the liberal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My channel didn't take off until I started talking and breaking things down when I had my red pill moment of how I felt. The next thing I know, I'm here now on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube with 4,000 followers, and I never thought I'd even get to that point. I started out with three when I first started. Just three, bro. Three followers.
Yeah,
That's all I
man.
had. All right. So, what video did you do that went viral that got you like the most views, and you was like, "Yeah, I could really do this."
That actually came probably, I'd say probably around a year into it. I think my most viewed video is the one I did about how Gabrielle Union took I guess D Wade was out of town, and she took his 11-year-old son, who's now a girl, whatever. Um, but she took him to the Gay Pride Parade in Miami. Now, whatever goes on at the Gay Pride Parade is whatever, but I've talked to people who have been there. I've seen the images, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say maybe that's just for the 18 and up crowd. Maybe live action pornos are only for adults. Maybe, and this is no bullshit, the guy who put a hole in a kiddie pool with suspenders walking around with a big old plastic kiddie pool asking dudes to piss on him. Maybe that's for grown-ups. So I felt that her taking an 11-year-old to that was disgusting, and it is. That's a form of child abuse. They should not be subjected to that. Some things, as a parent, and as an adult, really, if you're in that situation, we have not only do we have an obligation to protect kids' physical being, but we have an obligation to protect their innocence. Because as we all know, you're going to be an adult way longer than you're a kid. So preserve that as long as you can. And that includes shielding them from crazy shit like that. Like, dudes got their dicks out. And again, whatever. That's your thing. But let's reserve that for the grown-ups. So that's the one. I think right now it probably has around 700,000 views. So yeah, I mean, I'd say that's my biggest one, and I had fun making it. I sure did.
Well, you know what? I know you probably don't listen to this guy, but Lil Bootsy the rapper agree with you 100,000%, because he got banned from Planet Fitness. His
Yeah,
IG got
yeah,
shut down. All for saying the same thing you say. Come on, man.
yeah, man. No, I know who Lil Bootsy is. Back in my radio days, man, I used to have we used to do an underground hip hop show every Sunday night. So growing up in the '90s and the early 2000s, I was in my 20s and stuff. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, it's a trip that you can be banned or shut down or whatever for speaking the truth that I would think we all know, like, boys are boys, girls are girls, not some super crazy shit, just the basics. But the same people, like the politicians who are in charge now, who are canceling and calling for the cancellation of people who think that way, you can go on YouTube right now and find videos of them saying the exact same thing in 2009. The same thing that they wanted to hang Trump for and impeach him for, and he's a racist and he's a xenophobe and all these nice little labels they like to slap on people who don't march in lockstep with them. They said the same damn thing. We need a secure border. We can't have illegals coming here. They undercut the wages, all that kind of shit. The same exact thing. It's almost like Trump was reading a transcript of what they were saying, but now that's not in vogue. That's not in fashion now to believe that. So, now they're all of a sudden against it. But Schumer, Pelosi, all of them, the ones calling for his impeachment, conducting the impeachment, they were saying the exact same shit that he was.
Now, Jericho, me and you both are. I can be correct that you're an '80s kid too. Am I correct?
Yeah, man. Born
Yeah,
in
so we both are
1980.
'80s people. Do you think that have you ever wondered or ever put it to how can I put this? I want to get this question right. Have you ever thought, why is it that the black community act like that victimhood is okay? Do you think it's something that is really coming from white liberal politicians, or do you think it's something that has been engraved in us, to been taught to a lot of us because of what our other ancestors didn't have a chance to process in their head because of what they have seen and their fears and all that stuff over time?
I think it's a combination of both. I think it's almost like set it and forget it. The white liberals who treat us like kids, who treat us like people who can't make decisions for ourselves, they kind of set things in motion and then we took it and ran with it. Like you said, and I have people in my family doing the same thing. Just in my household, that's how my parents were. But I had other family members who believed, you got to work twice as hard as the white man, blah, 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 all this other shit. But I think it's a combination of both. And then you couple that with the destruction of the nuclear family, and it's a wrap, man. And going back to Booker T. Washington, he talked about in the late 1800s how victimhood is lucrative. He said you're going to have Negroes who are going to continue to stir these things up because they make a living off of it. So if It's like, speaking with kids of the 80s and 90s, Jerry Springer. If he didn't have any dumbass people to go up there and fight on TV and talk about all this crazy shit they're doing, there would be no Jerry Springer. So
Mhm.
if we were as self sufficient as we could be, if we had the nuclear family, because the racial groups in this country who are most successful financially also have the lowest number of out of wedlock births. So if we were to repair those things and all these race pimps, the Al Sharp tongues and the Jesse Jacksons and all these fools, they would have nothing to say. So it behooves them to keep it going. So the victimhood, that's their bread and butter, man. They can't let that shit go. They need the George Floyds of the world.
Mhm.
They need the Breonna Taylors, and the most messed up part about it is it's most of it's internal. People in our families telling us, why you talk like that? Why are you going to school? You sound white. Just tearing you down. I mean, it's you expect it from the outside. You expect it from those that you don't trust and love, but those are the ones who where it's most damaging. Hearing it from people who should be building you up, they're tearing your ass down. So when they wind you up with all that victimhood bullshit and you go out in the world, well, here comes that guilt-ridden white liberal. They're going to take over where your family left off. You don't need to work. You don't need that man in the house. We'll give you more money if you kick the man out. How about that? And every kid you have, you're going to get more money. So they've been poisoned with this shit from all their family members growing up. So why not? But I definitely think it's a combination of both. You can't tear such a large group down with one thing. It's got to be a combination, and it's got to come from the inside.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Jericho, because when you talk about the nuclear family now, we don't have it. I mean, I remember when my great grandmother used to tell me and my grandmother that when a young person, or especially a young girl, had a child out of wedlock in the black family, they used to send her off to the city. She'll be
Mm-hmm.
gone for like 9 months to almost a year. She come
Yeah,
back. They'll say, "Oh, we adopted a new child," or they'll say, "Oh yeah, that's my little baby right there," and
yeah, that
pass it
was
off as the sister in the family for like 20 plus
yeah.
years.
You thinking your aunt's your mom your whole life, but
Yeah, exactly.
that was a source of shame. That was
Yeah.
looked down upon. That wasn't accepted. That wasn't. They weren't saying that shit in songs, and you didn't look
Hmm.
around and see a bunch of babies on some girl's hip and no men around. That's
Nope. They
that's
didn't.
the root of it all. It's the family. All these groups, the Indians, the Asians, uh,
Hmm.
Africans, white people who are all top five in financial success in this world, they all have the most intact families because that's where it starts. That's where you see the hard work. That's where you see your dad getting up and leaving the house before the sun's up. You seeing your mom and dad interact, walking in, catching them, kissing each other, getting grossed out when you're a kid because you see your dad grabbing your mom's butt. All these things kids need to see because most of the things they learn are nonverbal. It's watching. Where you been?
Hmm.
Dad's been gone all day. Where's dad been? He's been working. Where's mom been? She's been working. That structure and teaching young men how to check your emotions. Yes, you can go punch that person, but should you? No, you need to sit back and think. You can hurt that person. You can go to jail. All these things. And if the dad and that nuclear family's not there, don't worry. The streets will be. I mean, it's all the groups, the gangs, all these bad things that kids get pulled into. They target the ones who come from the weak nuclear family. Now, of course, mom and dad in the house is no guarantee. You're not just because you got mom and dad in the house doesn't mean you're going to be successful, but it's your best shot. It's your best springboard into life. And, no breakdown in the family, then there's a breakdown in the way you deal with other humans. You don't respect life. That's why, you'll kill somebody over some shoes or disrespect, whatever that means. Um, this shit's crazy, man. And why people don't want to talk about it and why you're shunned or shut down and called all these kind of names because you're shedding light on it. Like the rest of the world doesn't fucking know what we're dealing with. Like we know. So let's talk about that shit and deal with it and stop hiding behind victimhood and the police. LeBron James said, we're terrified to leave the house. Terrified? Man, I have been terrified in a long ass time. What do you mean, terrified?
Hey, speaking of that, y'all, I'm not getting off topic, but this is what inspired me to talk about I didn't get locked up today. When I see Jericho video when he said, "Look at me, I'm outside." Oh God, I didn't get shot.
Yeah, cop rolled right by. Didn't pull a gun on me. Didn't make the face, the gun finger motion at me, and none of that shit. I was fine.
Oh man, I
Yeah,
was dying crying, man. I was like, "Oh my god, no, he didn't." But it's the truth, man. I mean,
mhm.
Jericho's not lying, bro. I mean, I live in a predominantly white town in South Georgia, and everybody knows me. I got dreadlocks and all. I look hood as hell sometimes, and they say hello, how you doing? I ain't had nobody follow me out to the store. I ain't never had no cop was like, "Oh God, do you have guns in the car?" None of that. We had a conversation, joke. I go my way, they go theirs.
Yep.
What is it? I know what
Yeah,
it is because I follow the damn rules.
that's right, man. You don't hold court in the street, and as long as you treat people with respect, whether they got a gun on their belt or not, you'll be fine. That's all you got to do is follow the rules. Even if you are disrespected, even if that cop is breaking the rules, let him. And when it's all said and done, there are channels for you to go through to handle that shit. You mean to tell me in this day and age, in this cancel culture age, in this age where we all got a high def camera in our fucking pocket, you mean to tell me if you got legit evidence a cop was fucking with you, that there's no recourse for you? There's no group that's going to jump to your defense and put this shit out in the world to be like, we got another one? Like, come on, man. That shit. Let me tell you a quick story, man. When I must have been 23, 24 years old, young, black, all that stuff. The table was set for me to get fucked up. I just got done going to buy a sack of weed. I pulled down this road. It's called Blackie Road. I was on Blackie Road, expired tags, drugs in the car. I'm dead, right? Cops pull up behind me, two white cops. They pull up behind me. They come, they both approach from either side, blah, 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 license registration, why we pulled you over. So I answered all the questions. I was respectful. They said we smell marijuana. We got probable cause to search the vehicle. Hey, go ahead. We're going to handcuff you and sit you in the back of the car for your safety and ours. No problem. I told him right where it was. The cop comes back. He says, "You want to tell me where you got it?" Of course not. So then he lets me out. I dump it on the ground. I step on it, turn it into dust. They say, "Hey, get your registration taken care of." I said, "I sure will. I appreciate that. You guys be safe." "Thanks, you too." Here I am. Like I said, the table was set. Expired tags, drugs, black. I'm on Blackie Road, two white cops. It's a rural town. Nobody would hear the gunshots. And here I am because I behaved myself. And I didn't have to get this thing called the talk. You ever seen the video about the talk that all black
Yes.
parents got to have with their kids? Hey, guess
Yeah.
what? Every parent should have that talk with their damn kids, not just no black parents. Respect the law. Do what you're
Yeah.
told. Bring your ass home. That goes for any color. We're not at any more risk because of what we look like, man. But that's when that shit's pumped into your head through the TV, through your music, through your family and friends in your neighborhood. Hey, that's a tough hill to climb for some people, man.
And that's what I be trying to tell people, man, because I used to be in the military. I used to be in the Navy just like you. I used to be on a sub base, and we used to do security, and then we used to help out the MAs sometimes, for extra duty. They don't want to do paperwork, man. Police officers don't like paperwork. That's why they don't want to deal with anything with all this. When people be being belligerent and talking about they want to fight, look, cops don't want to deal with you. They don't want to deal with the paperwork. They looking for real criminals. They're
Yep.
looking for people that are doing real notorious stuff. Okay? People that's got major weight, people out here robbing, stealing. They ain't got time for you when they do a
Yep.
traffic stop. They
Yeah,
don't want to deal with you.
no little kid was like, "Man, I can't wait to grow up and be a cop so I can do paperwork." No one's ever said that in their life. And they want to go home just as bad as you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Being a
Exactly.
police officer, it is dangerous, but it is a job. And people like to go home at the end of the day, at the end of their shift. And 9 times out of 10, ain't no cop trying to. And another thing is, cops are humans. They like people too. They're not looking for trouble. They're not going to. And not only as far as doing the paperwork, but most cases, cops are cool. They're trying to be cool with you, give you another chance. They remember being you when they were younger. Like demonizing the police, I don't know who the hell you're going to call if you got a problem if you defund them. Don't call me to get the psycho out of your closet. I'm not doing it. You better leave these police alone, give them more money, and let them do the job that most of us have no desire to do.
Exactly. So speaking of your Navy, because I was gonna get to that next. What made you want to go into the Navy, man?
Oh, man, my whole family, my brother, my dad, my mom, everybody's Army. And I always grew up hearing them talk about how they were stationed at Fort whatever for 3 years or 4 years. And I was like, that just doesn't sound appealing to me. I'm trying to bounce around. I want to see, through a tour, I'm trying to see as many countries as I can. And the Navy did that. I saw 15 different countries. It was a great experience. If the military is something you want to do it. You will serve your country. You will meet some very interesting people, and you will see parts of this world that you never knew existed, and it will make you appreciate where you come from. And all these feminists, all these I am woman, hear me roar, and women need equal rights. Hey, I've been in some countries, you take your ass over there talking that shit to a man, and you'll get slapped. And guess
Sure
what?
will.
Nobody will do. I've been in places where the men walk up front, the women walk 6 paces behind with their head down, silent. They can't go out in public by themselves. They can't drive. They can't do all kinds of
Mhm.
shit. They can't own property. And all these women over here, and our system isn't perfect, but I don't see women not being able to do anything that a man could do, period. And was there a time when that was the case? Yeah, but we all need to realize that a lot of the problems we used to have, we don't have them anymore. And that's kind of, I guess, the double-edged sword of being a great country and having such abundance. I guess we're bored. I guess we're looking for something to do, and they pick this woke communism bullshit, man. And this is not the business.
Yeah. Now, since we done got over the little bit of story of Jericho, we gonna go into some of your celebrity people on YouTube that you deal with. One of them is my other guy that I will one day hope if you see this video, because I know you friends with Jericho ABL. How is it working with ABL as a person? Because he sound like he is like one of the laid back, most coolest guys ever.
Hey man, he's just the way he is on his videos, man. Laid back, cool, very intelligent, and a nice dude, man. We text back and forth sometime. He's a great guy, man. I hope to actually meet him face to face one day. But doing live streams with B Tatum and stuff, and just corresponding back and forth, man. Yeah, he's ABL's exactly what you see, man. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah, man. I really like his material. He's another one that inspired me too. And Brandon Tatum, that guy is hey man, I really do like his spirit. How is it working with Brandon? Because I know you done been on a couple of his on shows as well as a co-host.
Yeah, man, same thing, dude. Great dude. He's a big dog, man. That dude, he's doing things with YouTube and stuff that I'm aspiring to. But a great dude, man. And what I like about B Tatum is his conviction. You know what I mean? He believes what he believes in the face of anything. And I can definitely respect that and admire that. But yeah, man, he runs a tight ship. I've learned a lot from him. He's really helped me out. In this YouTube thing, I can hit him with a question or something on text message and he gets back to me. Because that's when you can really tell how important you are to somebody is how fast they get back to your text message. So far
One
so
thing
good.
Yeah, one thing I like about B Tatum, like I don't know the man personally, but just observing him, I joined his membership and stuff like that. Uh, I could tell that he stands by what he says. You got some people that'll say something in this arena, and as soon as they get, they PP smack, they're like, "Oh no, I changed my mind. I'm
Mhm.
against it." He actually stands for what he believes. If he says it, he is going to stand by it. You don't have to agree with it because some of the stuff I don't agree with, a lot of stuff he does
Mhm.
or says on certain issues. But at the end of the day, I respect that he stands by what he believes in.
Yeah, man, it's our respect. We're not going to agree with what each other says 100% of the time, but as long as that respect's there, everything else, we can weather everything else. Everything will be fine. But yeah, like I said, man, his conviction is something I really like about him. And he's a really cool dude, man, very knowledgeable, especially about, the business of things. And he's answered a lot of questions for me. And his wife's cool too. His mother-in-law's wife's mom. she likes my stuff too, man. He said she likes me better than him. So, and and
Wow.
I know he's a real dude because he's reached out to me. He reached out to me, and he didn't have to do that. And again, you can tell how serious somebody is by what they do. Because I've another thing I've learned is people will say a lot of things. I'm going to do this, and I got this idea, and I'm going to hook you up, and we're going to do blah blah blah. 99% of that is bullshit. But if somebody does something, because you got life, wife, kids, work, all that kind of stuff, man, it's got to be important for you to take time away from that. It really does. Because if it's not important to me or something I want to do, man, I'm not taking no time away from my family. I
Hmm.
only got my kids. My daughter's 9. I got her for about 4 more years, man, and I'm gonna be the worst person on earth to her. And my son,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So I got a small window, man. So anything to pull me away from my kids, it's got to be important. And same for him. He has a busy life. So when people take time out to do things for you, that's when you know they're a real one.
yep. I got 4 kids. I got a 22-year-old. I have a 20-year-old. I have a 16-year-old, and I have a 14-year-old. My 22-year-old just moved out recently. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
A
I
boy
know
or
what you
girl?
mean. And
Is
my
a
20-year-old has special needs. So
mhm.
you might see him sometimes on my videos, like to wave at people and stuff like that. But yeah, they all are my kids because yeah, they my wife's biological kids, but they all my kids because I'm the only father they know. I've been with my
Mhm.
wife now for a while. So yeah, man, I tell anybody, appreciate your kids and spend time with your kids. Well, I know
Yeah.
one thing. If you do hear holler at B Tato, ask them why they ain't monetized my channel yet.
Oh man, it there's it's such a there's this website called socialblade.com. And if
Hmm.
you go to that, you can look up your channel. And if you apply, and it's not like you don't got to do it don't cost no money or nothing, but you basically put down some info like an email, stuff like that, just so they can check to make your channel's legit. And then if you go to that site, it'll track your place in line to be monetized. So you can kind
Oh,
of keep an
really?
eye
Okay,
on, yeah, you can
I
keep
do
an
that
eye
tonight.
on where you are. Yeah, socialblade.com. And it has a lot of good info on there. It'll show you, based on how your channel performs, a projection of where you should be as far as subs and views at a certain time. And it give you real time sub counts and all this cool stuff, man. But yeah, check it out. It's a good website. But you can kind of see and gauge, about how long your wait's going to be off of that site. But yeah, man, I especially when you have a second kid, it really lets you know how fast the time goes. So, man, I'm trying to spend every moment I can with my kids because once they're off with their friends and all that, high school and college, man, I'll have plenty of time to get back to me. But I'm trying to soak it all up with them and create as many memories as I can because as a parent, you see the world differently. You see it as the horrible place it can be. So sending your kids out in it, and like you said, yours just left the nest. So you're
Hmm.
where I'm trying to be. You're where I'm headed. So
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
yeah.
Now, here's another question because I know I got a lot of people that follow me that also follow you. Well, I don't have as much as you do, but you know what I mean. The next question is because there's some YouTubers out there that's coming up too that does the conservative thing. What do you look for before you come on somebody's show as a co-host? Because I know that I've noticed you. You're not like a lot of these YouTubers that's got like 200,000 plus. A lot of them just jump on a show just to be jumping on it. I see you actually are very methodical on what shows you go to. So, what are some of the things that these YouTubers that may want to try to get you to look at or come as a guest interview on their show that they got to have?
Oh man, it's we're putting out a product, so that's how I look at it. I look at their product. If they're saying things that I agree with, that I believe in, and I like the way they say them, then hey, we can talk, man. But just like any other product, like if somebody says, "Oh, I have this or that, I want you to sponsor for, put your name on," I got to test it out first. I got to see it. I got to do my due diligence, my homework to make sure that that's something that I want to attach my name to. It's not really the size of the channel, but it's the product. If it's a good product, hey, I'm down, man. I'll make time for quality. But that's basically just what I do. I see what they're about as much as I can, and go for it from there. And I try, if I tell somebody I'm going to do something or be somewhere, I really try to do that. So next time we do this, I'll be on time, but my phone was tripping. So I had to break out the
Oh,
laptop.
don't worry, bro. I'm gonna definitely make sure that you come on more often because you are giving a lot of wisdom, especially to my followers as well. I got some people that just started in the arena of the red pill movement,
Hmm.
so they need to know as much information from an OG like you. Because like I tell anybody, I look at you as my big brother. Because if you kind of see kind of my mannerisms, I get it from looking at how you are. Because you make me think of my how can I put this? You made me think of my older brother that I grew up with. He was the same way. Like he just did not give a shit. Like he was
And
always different.
yeah.
He was on the Trump train way before I was. I used to get mad at him. Man, I ain't got time to hear for that. He like, you know why? Because you got a small mind. That's why.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate the comparison, man. It sounds like he's somebody important to you. But it's just do your homework, man. No matter what I say, do your homework because the facts will speak for themselves, man. All the left, all these crazy bastards, man. All they got is emotion. And emotions change. That's why their views change and their opinions change. What's hot in 2005 is now you're Hitler for that same shit. So you can't believe that shit. Just look at the numbers, man. Do your homework. You'll be blown away by more than anything I could ever tell you. Because, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. You look that shit up, you'll be like, what? They said what? Yeah, man. Just like what's her name? Jill Biden. She's up there talking to the United Farm Workers of America. This is a largely Latino group. I think that's safe to say. Her dumb ass gets up there and goes, "Say it with me. Si se puede." I'm like, "Si se puede? What are you talking about? It's si se puede." Yes, you can. I don't know what that woman just said, but the point is, if you just look at them and listen to them, they will red pill you themselves, even though they don't mean to. Just seeing the crazy, stupid shit that they say. And when she said that, what really tripped me out is it wasn't like she caught herself and corrected herself. She said it like she actually thought that's how you were supposed to say it. They don't even give a shit. They don't worry about being fact checked. They don't worry about somebody, speaking against them or leaving the herd. They're not worried about that because at every level, they're coddled. They got allies, the media, academia, politics. Why worry? It's like a child with no discipline. Why would they not act bad? There's no fear of consequences. Nobody gonna whoop their ass or put them on restriction. Why not act like that? That's how these fools are. So if you just sit back and look at them, they'll show you everything you need to see, and you'll be like, "Oh, these motherfuckers are crazy."
So let me ask you this question too, because I get this a lot. Do your wife get aggravated sometimes with you doing your recordings and stuff like that, putting out this product because she be like, "Oh my god, will you just stop? Give it a day, give it a rest." Do you get that a lot of times?
Um, no, my wife, she agrees with a lot of what I say, but not everything. My wife,
Hmm.
she is not of the same belief of some things. A lot of the basics, yeah, of course, we obviously got to have some of them we agree on to be married. But no, my wife, she don't agree with everything I say. And if I say something, when we're once we put the kids to bed, it's the house is quiet and we're talking. She might bring something up and we'll talk about stuff. But she usually don't give me shit about it because I'm really careful about when I do it. Like now, the reason I said 7 p.m. is because, our kids will be in bed and things like that. Because, I try not to take away too much time from that. But so far, so good, man. She's been pretty supportive, so I'm lucky in that
Yeah,
way.
my wife's been supportive too. My problem was when I first started, I was grinding so hard because people don't understand in the YouTube realm just to get to 4,000 followers or 1,000 followers or whatever in the little low thousands. You got to grind. Like you got to be on a consistent schedule. You got to share. You got to network, and people don't understand too that when you're doing YouTube, and this is another thing that someone gave me game on. You need to go to other YouTubers' pages and comment, like not comment as in, hey, come to my channel. Like you actually got to comment about
Yeah.
what they're saying and what your feelings are. And if you do enough of that, people are so nosy, they're like, oh, that's a good comment. Who that is? And then they click on it and be like, Oh, and that's what
Yeah.
I did. I would comment on a lot of your stuff. I comment on Mr. Tatum stuff, ABL stuff. I would just be commenting on so many good conservative people that it just before I know it, I was just growing out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people, man. I always think of it, in terms of like if you're in front of a group, and if you're in front of 4,000 people, man, that's a big ass group. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of ears, and that's a lot of sharing. People sharing. Oh man, you gotta check this out because, like many things, if you get somebody and trust to co-sign, well, you're damn near a subscriber already because you're going to check it out off the strength of their suggestions. So that's very important too, man. And yeah, networking and I think one thing that also saved me from my wife getting mad at me is my videos I usually do in my commute. So that's my time anyway. I'm already away from the house, so I might as well knock it out on my way to work. So I think when I do them, definitely save me from some headaches, from some hot water.
Well, I know I told my wife this is crazy, right? Because she heard you for the first time, which she's not here tonight. Because well, she's here, but she's in the other part of the house with my other son, and she was like, "I said, you hear this guy here?" I said, "Who that remind you of?" She's like, "Kind of remind me how you talk." I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna get this motherfucker on my shit." That's exactly what I said. I'm gonna get this motherfucker on my channel. She was like, "No, you're not. No, you're not." She's like, "Look how many subscribers he got, honey. Look at what you got, honey. I'm not trying to be rude, but you got 800 people right now. That man has not got time for you." I said, "Watch see. Watch see." I said, "Give me 4 months." And then I just grind like crazy for 4 straight months. And next thing I know, I like, all right, I got enough of a product. I think I'm gonna go and reach out to Jericho.
Hey, here we are, man. Here we are. You got a win. You got a victory.
Yeah, I was telling her because I tried to swing for the fences. I went to Brandon Tatum through this how you know. Let me tell y'all something. When you get someone that try to holler at somebody got 1 million+ subscribers, you don't talk to them no more. They got a assistant. So
Mhm.
I go and I email him. I'm thinking I'm gonna talk to Brandon Tatum. It's his assistant respond back. Like I think it's computerized. Hello, thank you for coming out to us right now. But unfortunately, you are not right where we need you to be.
Mhm.
Basically saying in a nice way, no, sir, you're too small. We ain't got time for that mess. And I
Hey,
was like,
man,
oh,
ain't nothing wrong with swinging for the fences.
hey, I was swinging
Hey,
hard that
man.
day.
Hell
I
yeah.
wrote to him and I wrote to the Larry guy, the black guy, I forgot Larry something.
Oh, Larry
And
Elder.
Larry Elder, yeah, and they
Mhm.
both did that.
Yeah, Larry
Yes,
Elder's
it's
cool guy.
Jericho Green, Pamela. It is the
Yeah,
real
man.
deal.
Yeah.
She talking about this not Jericho Green. Yeah, it's the man.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had
that's
told.
some
Yeah, and
really
I had
good
told.
CGI.
Yeah, I told everybody. I'm like, I'm gonna get this guy on my channel. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, all right, okay.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, man.
I'm here.
So, and I appreciate you taking the time out, man. We definitely got to do this more. Like I said, um, this is a free channel. I don't give a shit. That's just how I am. We're adults. You should be able to talk about this in an adult way. You know what I'm saying? And I just hate. That's one thing I used to hate about going because I've been to two guest channels and I hated it because I couldn't talk like I want to talk. Because when
Mhm.
you on somebody's channel that's a certain way, you got to be like, well, I got to watch how I say. So you have to
Mhm.
pause, reframe, and then I be like feeling like, man, I'm forcing this.
You know what, man? You do it a couple times, it'll become natural. When I was in radio for about 5 years, and so in the beginning, I never slipped up on air, but in the beginning, I would always had in the back of my mind, make sure I watch my language. And then next thing you know, man, is you can seamlessly go from your channel to whatever somebody who's G-rated, real easy, man. It's just takes a couple times, but I felt the same way because that wasn't how I talk. My channel, that's me. But it to get that skill, man, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. But hey, I really appreciate it, man. And I'm sure the next crazy ass things that happen, we'll have something to talk about for
Oh
sure.
yeah, of
You
course.
know.
So which we'll probably be talking about that capital thing later on, since it's still a
Oh
developing
man.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that the driver or I don't know, the perpetrator or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. He's probably not fitting the narrative just going by some of the headlines I saw. One of them said it didn't look like a terrorist act when you know if that was a white dude, that would have been the first thing that they call him a domestic terrorist. So
Oh
yeah,
boy.
man, it is very new, and you know some shit's gonna come out, or maybe not if they don't want to. I went on CNN.com and looked for the Colorado shooter, and it was
Yeah.
like way down at the bottom of the page. Like they buried it under like some Jennifer Aniston eats grapefruits for breakfast, like stupid shit. It was all the way
Mm-hmm.
down at the bottom. I was like, why you guys, why are you burying the story? They got everything. They got those pesky assault rifles and everything in it. What's wrong? Mass shooting? But you know, the perp was the wrong color, so they didn't touch it. But yeah, man, some shit will
Mm-hmm.
go down. I'll definitely be back.
Oh yeah, well right now what I told everybody today, which I was going off on my video, but you'll probably see it because I'm quite sure you've been seeing my material too. Uh, I was just stating, what I told them was it's pretty interesting that as soon as everybody found out that it was a black guy, CNN didn't hardly report on it. So of updates, it did come with an update. They're saying that he was afraid of the FBI and the CIA behind him. Would not acknowledge that he was a member of the Nation of Islam. That's what he followed. Those teachings. That what he believed in. They would not put any of that in there.
Yeah,
See,
that's like leaving out the race of a suspect and you're trying to give a description. You gotta say it because you got to give an accurate description. So you have to say what this fool looked like. Now,
mhm.
if he was a white dude and man, a couple of the victims were black, oh man, they would have came on live on air and had to smoke a cigarette after. That's their wet dream, man. That's their
Hell
wet
yeah,
dream. They were like, man, how come some of the people couldn't be black and he was white? And you know it because that's what they're waiting for. But that shit, usually that's not the case. You know, these mass shootings, what they say some crazy shit like there's been 100 mass shootings since the beginning of the year. Stop that shit, man. And you know what? The mainstream media or the mainstream mediocres, as I like to call them, they try to paint us as this super violent, you know, mass shooting every day kind of country. We're not even in the top 10 for mass
wow.
shootings in the world. We're not even in the top 10. But you let them tell it, you know, we're the worst place to live. But again, do your homework, follow the numbers. You'll see right through the bullshit.
All right, guys. Well, we gonna wrap this up and cut this short. Thank you very much, Jericho, for coming through, bro. I appreciate you. And if y'all guys want to see a replay of this, the link will be on my page and my community tab, and I'm quite sure you'll put the link in your stuff as well and everything else. And I appreciate you, Jericho, and I appreciate the support, man. And definitely give me a shout out if you can, if you like the interview. And hopefully, brother, we will link up very soon.
Oh, most definitely, Joe. I really appreciate it, man. Shout out to you and your family. Thank everybody for checking this out, man. Check out my YouTube channel, Jericho Green. Links to all my stuff, merch, and all that good stuff. Yeah, man. There's no sign of stopping in sight, man. These crazy bastards, it's on, and we'll be right here on YouTube to tell you everything uncut and for real. So, hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, bro. You have a good night.
You do the same, man. Peace.
All right. Bye, guys. All right, guys. Thank y'all very much. And again, y'all know what to do. If you like it, hit the like button, follow your boy, share this video. Like I said before, another great interview. Love you guys.